What's up everybody, it's Robin Gaming here. So today was one of those days where you don't want it to come, but you know it's coming nonetheless. Actually, this news already broke yesterday very late in the evening, so I'm pretty sure most of you already caught up about it, right? But basically, EA has announced that they're going to be closing off Visceral Games. Not just that, they're absolutely killing the Amy Hennig Star Wars game that they were working on. Pretty much canceling it. They're saying they're going to be revamping it with another studio, but what that pretty much means to me is that they're canceling the original idea. That's completely off the table now, and they're gonna, give us another Star Wars game in return for that. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But let me just read the statement that EA gave, and then afterwards I can actually, share my opinions with you about it. They are writing, "Our industry is evolving faster and more dramatically than ever before. The games that we want to play and spend time with, the experiences that we want to have in those games, and the way we play, all those things are continually changing. So is the way that games are made. In this fast-moving space, we always are focused on creating experiences that our players want to play. And today, that means that we're making a significant change with one of our upcoming titles. Our Visceral studio has been developing an action-adventure title set in the Star Wars universe. In its current form, it was shaping up to be a story-based, linear adventure game. Throughout the development process, though, we have been testing the game concept with players, listening to the feedback about what and how they want to play, and closely tracking fundamental shifts in the marketplace. It has become clear that to deliver an experience that players will want to come back to and enjoy for a long time to come, we needed to pivot the design. We will maintain these stunning visuals, authenticity in the Star Wars universe, and focus on bringing a Star Wars story to life. Importantly, we are shifting the game to be a broader experience that allows for more variety and player agency, leaning into the capabilities of our Frostbite engine and reimagining central elements of the game to give players a Star Wars adventure of greater depth and breadth to explore." Obviously, they're selling it here like it's this awesome thing, but basically, let me translate this for you, for those who don't know how to read an article like this. What EA is pretty much saying is that we were making this awesome linear action-adventure, Star Wars type game. We hired Amy Hennig because she has lots of experience with those type of games, and practically what we were doing is making an Uncharted game in the Star Wars universe, which to many of us would have been really exciting. However, EA noticed that in the last 4 years, of course, the rise of the open world games started happening, the rise of the shared service-based multiplayer games like Destiny and The Division that didn't only make money with actual game sales and like quality content, but where people were buying the season passes and the DLC and the microtransactions, the loot boxes. There was lots of money to be made, and EA themselves noticed it too with Battlefield 1, with the FIFA games where people, are buying their asses off with Ultimate Team and all those card packs and everything. And so EA has just realized over the time that, you can still make games like this, but what's the point? You're going to be making lots more money if you're going to be making one of those multiplayer type RPG games where people are simply investing so much into it. And so, I could act like I am surprised or something, but really I'm not surprised in the slightest. EA has been going into this direction for years already. Like, they've killed off so many of their awesome franchises. Look at how they treated Mirror's Edge. Look at, what they did to Dead Space now, I guess. I mean, with Visceral Games now being done, look what they did to Dead Space. The franchise is over. It was an awesome game to many people, but sadly, we're not going to see it anymore. They killed off Mass Effect pretty much with Andromeda, right? They killed off Skate, they killed off SSX, Burnout. You can go on and on with all of these awesome games that EA has been making for the longest that are now just completely done in return to focus more on the typical service-based stuff like FIFA, Battlefield, and Star Wars. That's really all they're doing. I mean, even Titanfall 2 recently, they launched it like a week before Battlefield 1 came out or something like that. Clearly the game was gonna flop big time. It's just saddening to see to me. This is what EA is doing right now. I can't really blame them because they're probably making lots more money that way. And so, it's both the case of, blame EA and blame the gamers that are responsible for all these games constantly happening. But, all the signs have pointed into this direction for a while already. And what I find, what's probably most saddest is just to realize like how a person like Amy Hennig should feel right now. She's been putting her heart and soul into first Uncharted 4 for a couple of years when that game, was still in early development, only for her to pretty much, leave the company right after a while. So that must have felt really bad for her. She wanted to make this restart, found EA, found Visceral Games, where she could really, make another game that felt like hers again, right? And that's what this was for the longest already. And now, 3 years into the development, she just probably heard from EA, yeah, we're not gonna do it anymore, because what's the point? We might as well make another type game with all these assets that we have right now, that's actually gonna, bring in lots more money. And, what more is there to say? It's been going into this direction. People like Phil Spencer were talking about it recently. I've been saying it about EA for a long time already. It is what it is. We as gamers, we're gonna have to accept it. I know that we as the real gamers that will be looking up videos on YouTube, that will be looking forward to so many games, we would have loved to see this, this game actually happen and come out. But I think in reality, the biggest part of the sales are made up by the more casual mainstream consumer that just go into a store every now and then, and that love these open world games, and that love to see more of the, shared multiplayer based games that we've already gotten hundreds of this generation. So yeah, we're just gonna have to kind of accept it, I guess. It sucks, but that's basically what it comes down to. I hope at least that Amy Hennig can just, find another studio after 5 years of, being disappointed and stuff. I can't imagine how she must feel, because that's just terrible. You've been working your ass off for 5 years for absolutely no reason. I don't think she's gonna be involved in this revamped version. She's probably gonna leave EA, go somewhere else. People were talking about Remedy Games, or the people that made Quantum Break and stuff. They're working at least on a new single-player game still. Or Crystal Dynamics, Tomb Raider could use some better writing in my opinion, so I would love to see that. Or hell, maybe even return to Naughty Dog, who knows. Very unlikely, but would be awesome to see. But nonetheless, yeah, it's some saddening news, but I simply want to know your opinions in the comments, I guess. Let me know how you feel about it. What do you think about EA closing off another one of their studios? Visceral Games, responsible for Dead Space and for this new Star Wars game as well. It sucks. It sucks, that's all I can say. Anyway, with that being said, thanks a lot for watching, and hope to see you again next time.